I have here the hosim x07, but with a little bit of a twist that I'll get to in just a second, and the hosim x08. Now, the hosim x08 came out after the x07. It's got a monster truck body instead of a truggy body, obviously no wing, and it had some differences. This front bumper is much stronger than the original x07 bumper, and you can really see these extra like little semicircles here. Those are not present on the original x07. The motor is red instead of green. They may or may not have made some changes. I'm not sure. Let's see. There's something else that was different. Oh, metal servo arm. Yeah, that's different for the. Hang on, let's see. That's different for the x08 than the x07. Both of these cars do have lights on the front, a saver in here, adjustable servo saver. All metal drivetrain. It's brushless. The shocks are really well tuned right out of the box. This is box stock. I haven't touched it. And the shocks are just, they're fantastic. Really. They've got a lot of good metal parts in here. With some plastic, there are metal knuckles. The metal Ackerman bar, the whole rack is metal. Except this is plastic, which is good. Gives you some flex in that. And again, there's a saver. The plastics are nice and flexible. You could maybe worry that the shock tower is a little too flexible, but I think it's probably fine. But these have a key issue. And it is that they have this weird automatic braking thing that happens when you throttle down in increments. If you're throttling, you just release the throttle, you'll freewheel. But if you throttle and then you just back it out a little bit, or even release the throttle and then get on it partway, it's like the motor forcibly matches the existing, the new throttle state. And the effect is that if the wheels are spinning faster than that new throttle state, it will actually brake. It will actually stop them from, it will not stop, but it'll slow them down instantly to the new throttle speed that you're holding, which obviously can cause it to tip in the air. So I have talked to hosim a couple times. They do have an upgraded ESC that they say doesn't do that, and they are willing to send it as a free replacement, which is really cool. So I am going to have them do that and test it out and find out. And later I'll make a video of the throttle thing, because I only two hands. I can't throttle and shoot and hold the car off the bench at the same time. I haven't run these yet, because if the new ESC doesn't fix the throttle issue, I will send them back. I don't want to do that. These are awesome cars for the price. I love the scale. For some reason, 12 scale is like my favorite. Probably because of the neighborhood I run in and the space that I have. Now we look at the x07, which, like I said, was the previous version. However, they have updated the x07 to the standard of the x08, which is freaking sweet. So the old x07 did not have the metal servo arm, had a green motor, and had, again, the bumper did not have these extra little pieces in here that made it more sturdy. It had more of a standard, just like oval ring. And it's not a huge deal, but man, this thing is really strong. The ESC is different, which is it's a little strange. There's more ports on the x07 than on the x08. But I did have a similar, not the same exact behavior, but a similar auto braking issue. So I'm really hoping that when they send the new ESCs, it will fix the issue. I like, these cars are so cool for the price. I got these with coupons on Amazon. Normally, even with the normal, it's listed higher than it really costs, and then there's a coupon. Normally, you're looking at $150 for these cars, which is already like a pretty good deal. But the biggest problem has been that auto braking issue. But now hosim is fixing that for free by sending people new ESCs if you just basically ask for it. Their customer service is fantastic, has been very responsive, especially compared to other kind of like off-brand companies. Also, another problem that people were complaining about with the x08 was that the motor leads were getting exposed at the shrink wrap, and it seems that they have corrected that. This feels like, and maybe after I run it a little bit, it won't be the case, but the problem was that the motor leads were too short and were coming exposed here. You were getting exposed copper wire, and it feels like the shielding really runs all the way up to at least here, which is where you would want it to be. So I think they have corrected that issue. This company does take feedback. It's awesome. Same thing over here. These motor leads are obviously longer, plenty of slack, and these are not going to pull out, I don't think. I would be really surprised. I guess we'll see when and if I get to run them. I'm not going to run them until I get the new ESCs and confirm on my bench that the auto braking issue isn't happening. These tires have not seen any kind of ground other than my bench and maybe some carpet briefly. See how dirty my office is. Anyway, I'm really impressed with hosim. I really am. Like to go back to the old model and update it to the point where out of the box stock, it's up to the same standard as the newer model. And now the only meaningful difference between the x07 and the x08 is, do you want a truggy or a truck? And I mean, if you don't, I actually kind of like this green and pink. I think it looks way cooler in person than it does on like film. But if you want, both of them come with alternate bodies. Okay. This is awesome. The bodies are definitely flexible. They're not even that thin. They're definitely thicker than, like, I don't know, some of the cheap 1/16 scale bodies you get. I would definitely reinforce this and will if I run it. I'll probably bash one without bothering, but at some point I'll reinforce these bodies because I try to do that. But these things are fun. They look fun in videos. I'm really impressed with the like retrofitting of the x07 so that out of the box it's ready to go with all the current stuff. And again, I mean, bent? No way. It's just the spring. It's just the way the spring's sitting. Again, these shocks are just here. I showed you on the x08. I'll show you on the x07. These shocks are just so well tuned. Like, okay, I'm dropping from like, this is a good 2-foot drop. I mean, they feel great. This is maybe the nicest feeling box stock shocks I've had. The granites might have been a little nicer, but then you're talking about a $300 Arma. So yeah, I got these. I started to say earlier, these are normally $150 cars after the normal discount. And then they had another 10% coupon and then another 10% if you buy two. And both of the 10% applied to the full retail price, not the discounted price. And so like I got these both for like $110 each. I mean, that's insane for what you're getting. So, but if you have this auto braking issue, you're going to break stuff because you're going to be braking unintentionally in the air, going over jumps and nose diving. I'm not going to run these if the auto braking issue isn't fixed, but I really hope it is because I really want to run these cars. So I'll reach out to hosim and I'll update you guys with what they say.